According to Prince Harry, the royal family concealed information concerning phone hacking from him because they feared he would file a lawsuit, which would open a can of worms. The Daily Mail and the Mail, on Sunday's publisher, is being sued by the Duke of Sussex for allegedly bugging him, obtaining personal information through fraud, and violating his privacy. But because the complaint was made too late after the alleged incidents, he runs the risk of having the case dismissed. Harry attempted to explain the length of time by claiming Buckingham Palace withheld information regarding his status as a victim of phone hacking. In a statement to the court on Tuesday, he stated, "It is important to emphasize that from 2005, I never had any interface or interaction with the family representative, Gerard Terrell, who, in hindsight, was clearly getting instructions from within the institution not to involve myself or William about phone hacking by the news of the world. No one was ever brought together for a discussion, and there were no structured meetings of any sort. Certainly none that I was invited to or made aware of. I only really started to regularly speak with Gerard when I started dating Meghan about the defamatory stories then being published." By contrast, he said the palace made a deal with Rupert Murdoch's News Group newspapers, publisher of both the News of the World and The Sun. There was in place an agreement between the institution and News Group newspapers that we would not engage, or even discuss the possibility of bringing claims against News Group newspapers until the litigation against it relating to phone hacking was over, he wrote. The institution made it clear that we did not need to know anything about phone hacking, and it was made clear to me that the royal family did not sit in the witness box because that could open up a can of worms. The institution was without a doubt withholding information from me for a long time about News Group newspapers' phone hacking, and that has only become clear in recent years as I have pursued my own claim with different legal advice and representation. Associated Newspapers, the company that publishes the Mail newspapers, has been accused of utilizing wiretaps, phone hacking, bugging, and other illegal methods by Harry and 6 other plaintiffs, including Elizabeth Hurley and Elton John. Some of the accusations go back to that year, 1993. Because the claims date back more than 6 years and the case is being heard over 4 days at the High Court in London, the newspaper group has asked for the case to be dismissed. Harry claimed that after reading the Mail, he became distrustful of everyone and became worried that they were leaking information to the media. Family members, he claimed, simply did not speak to one another about the ways they were each targeted by journalists, creating a picture of palace life marked by estrangement. He wrote, "To this day, there are members of the royal family and friends of mine who may have been targeted by News Group newspapers, and I have no idea whether they have or have not brought claims." There was never any centralized discussion between us about who had brought claims, as each office in the institution is siloed. There is this misconception that we are all in constant communication with one another, but that is not true. The witness statement added, "My claim is that Associated's journalists and your private investigators engaged by it targeted me and those closest to me via unlawful methods in an effort to obtain and misuse my private information and whereabouts, which was subsequently published in its newspapers. Those unlawful information gathering techniques included the hacking of my voicemails, landline tapping, blagging, obtaining itemized phone bills, hardwire tapping, and obtaining private flight information from my former girlfriend, Chelsea Davy, amongst other criminal methods, all of which was deliberately undertaken with the purpose of publishing articles about me in the defendant's newspapers because it may